Are you a fan of the James Bond films? He's arguably the most famous spy in cinema history, but behind every great Bond is a famous Bond girl. And one of the most famous Bond girls was Major Anya Amasova, played by Barbara Bach. Her life is one that many of us can learn from. She's had a career as a model, actress, philanthropist, and iconic public figure. Keep watching to learn about Barbara Bach's incredible life and career. From America to Italy. Barbara Goldbach was born August 27, 1947 in New York City. She began her career as a model in the 60s. It was during this time she met Italian businessman Augusto Gregorini. They married and she immigrated to Italy with him, where she continued her modeling career. She soon transitioned into working in Italian films and TV. Her early career began with the Italian miniseries Odissea, which was based on Odysseus' life as told in the Iliad and the Odyssey. Barbara, now known as Barbara Bach, played the role of Nausicaa in all 6 episodes of the miniseries. The series became a hit, and she soon became a known face in Italy. She soon transitioned into working in many popular B-grade Italian films. These included Mio Padre Monsignore, Black Belly of the Tarantula, and Short Night of Glass Dolls. One magazine dubbed her as the Queen of the B-movies. She became well known all over Europe, and later starred in the French-language film A Few Hours of Sunlight, which starred French acting legends Claudine Auger, Jean-Claude Carrière, and Gerard Depardieu. During her life in Italy, she also had 2 children with Augusto, a daughter named Francesca and a son named Gianni. Barbara and Augusto separated in 1975, and she returned to the U.S., this time settling in Los Angeles. Before we tell you more about her life and career, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First for more. An encounter with 007. In 1977, Barbara acted in her first English-language film. And what a way to be introduced to the English-speaking world than as a Bond girl. She starred as Major Anya Amasova in The Spy Who Loved Me, alongside Roger Moore's James Bond. This was one of the most exciting James Bond films that showcased the tensions between the West and Soviet Union during the midst of the Cold War. What many fans may not know is she secured the role only 4 days before shooting began. The Spy Who Loved Me was the most expensive Bond film made at the time and became a huge hit. It's the role that defined Barbara Bach and the one we most associate her with. She joined Roger Moore's 007 to take on the criminal mastermind Karl Stromberg. The film was a hit and Barbara Bach quickly became a household name for Bond fans. She was now ready to continue acting in English-language films. She continued to be a major celebrity and seen as an iconic beauty. She got offers for modeling and for acting. She spent the next few years acting in English films with occasional Italian films. She acted in the Italian comedy film Ecco Noi per Esempio, as well as English films such as Force 10 from Navarone, The Island of the Fishman, and The Humanoid. Caveman. In 1981, Barbara Bach starred in a slapstick comedy film called Caveman. It's a hilariously silly comedy worth a watch. But for Barbara Bach, it wasn't just the experience of working on the film she remembers fondly. It was here where she began a romance with one of her co-stars, Sir Richard Starkey, who you might know better as Ringo Starr. Barbara and Ringo fell in love on the set of Caveman and married within a year of meeting. Today, they're still one of the most famous celebrity couples in the UK. Barbara's first husband, Augusto, was an Italian count. Now she's known as Lady Starkey in the UK. She continued to act in films following Caveman, but decided to retire in 1986. Her final film appearance was in a short film called To the North of Kathmandu. Barbara Bach's incredible life and career. While Barbara was born in the U.S., she was indeed of European heritage, so it's no wonder she returned to her parents' continent to reach stardom. Her father was Jewish and had ancestry from Germany, Austria, and Romania. Her mother was an Irish Catholic. While she grew up in the U.S. and speaks English with an American accent, her early success in Italy made many audiences and film producers alike mistake her for being European. Even in her English-language debut, The Spy Who Loved Me, she spoke with a thick Russian accent. She graduated from the Dominican Commercial High School in Queens, New York. She then shortened her surname from Goldbach to Bach and began modeling. Her early work was appearing in fashion magazines and catalogs. By the mid-60s, Barbara Bach became one of the most popular models in New York. She became part of the prestigious Eileen Ford agency and soon became a prominent face on the cover of glamour magazines. Her beauty caught the attention of the wealthy Italian businessman Augusto Gregorini, whom she married. But it's her relationship with Ringo Starr that most of us know her by. While they were courting, they were both injured in a serious car accident. Ringo realized he was deeply in love with Barbara and didn't want to spend a day without her. Along with Patty Boyd and Yoko Ono, she started a charity known as the Romanian Angel. She also worked with Fashion Aid, a wing of the Live Aid charity venture. She even started a rehabilitation service called the Self-Help Addiction Recovery Program. She also was active in the Parents for Safe Food campaign. She received an MA in psychology from UCLA in 1993. But she'll continue to be remembered for her beauty and memorable acting roles. In fact, her most memorable role as Major Anya Amasova was something she had to fight for. Her then-boyfriend was producer Danton Risner. He lobbied for her to land the role in The Spy Who Loved Me. Risner managed to convince the producers to let Barbara do a screen test. It went so well, she managed to beat out major actresses, including Catherine Deneuve. Upon Sir Roger Moore's death, Barbara discussed how much she loved working with him and that he was a wonderful person. She herself could be described as graceful and generous. In fact, it was Barbara who recommended Grace Jones for the role she played in the James Bond film A View to a Kill. One thing many fans may not know is Barbara was a contender to replace Kate Jackson when she left Charlie's Angels. Oddly enough, Barbara was considered to be too European and not American enough for the role. Nevertheless, she still managed to appear in great films throughout her career. She got to act with great actors like Robert Shaw, Harrison Ford, Roger Moore, and Billy Connolly. Today, Barbara Bach has retired from modeling and hasn't acted since the 80s, but she continues to be active in charity work and is still adored by fans all over the world. She and Ringo Starr have been married for 40 years and remain one of the UK's celebrity power couples. Her story is an inspiration to us all. She went from being an American model to a well-known beauty in Italy to the queen of B-movies in Italy to a Hollywood star to a British lady. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think her best role was in The Spy Who Loved Me? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts Verse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.